afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelly Anderson, and I would like to welcome all of you to ISS Group's Business Process Improvement demonstration titled Cost Savings for Indirect Spend. In this 30-minute presentation, or so, my colleague Mike Markowitz will demonstrate how the 21st Century Organization uses our process digitization methodology along with our business process improvement solutions, iPurchase, which is an application of the iApprove routing engine to create purchase order requisitions and purchase orders. In this week's presentation, we will focus on efficiencies and cost savings realized using supplier e-commerce shopping and supplier catalog shopping. iPurchase will allow your organization to link your ERP system with all major suppliers to enable a user to order items on the supplier's website and pull this data back into iPurchase for approval. Once these items are approved, a purchase order will be created in your ERP solution. iPurchase has the ability to import supplier catalogs, allowing user visibility and access to all supplier items without leaving the iPurchase solution. To quote one of our clients, AF Global, a world leader in fully integrated in manufacturing and supply chain solutions, they stated, "We have saved hundreds of thousands of dollars using ISS Group's iPurchase solution." We'll show you just how this can be accomplished in this short 30-minute session. Our agenda for today's demonstration includes an iPurchase process digitization overview. We'll create a requisition using iPurchase and submit the requisition by using the punch-out and custom catalog for approving routing using our advanced approval routing technology. Again, welcome to the Cost Savings for Indirect Spend webinar. With that, I'll pass the presentation over to Mike to begin. Thanks.
Thank you, Kelly, for the introduction. Today I'm going to show ISS Group's Business Process Improvement Solution, iPurchase, and the two functions or features that we are going to focus on today would be catalog requisitions and punch-out requisitions. So let's start with the login page. As you can see, we are on the iPurchase login page. I'm just going to log in. And across the bottom are the different types of recs or different types of functions we can do within iPurchase. I'm going to start with catalog. So I'm going to click the catalog button here. And you'll notice we land on the catalog requisition homepage. So the way iPurchase works or functions would be you would import an electronic catalog from one of your suppliers. They would supply you with a spreadsheet, and we have the ability to upload that spreadsheet into the system. So after a catalog is uploaded or imported into the system, you can then search using a cart-like type of functionality, just like on Amazon.com, let's say. So first we're going to pick a supplier, and then we can segment the different types of products from this supplier. So we have HP, and then I can just go in and pick other segments. So we're going to go to cleaning and equipment supplies, and as I keep picking the segments, it's going to take this list of items and shorten it as I go through these drop-down menus. So I can go to family and class, and then class, and then commodity, and you'll notice now we're down to 2. If I don't want to use commodity, I just make it blank again, and it gives me back a bigger list. So to add items to the cart, all you would do is go over to this quantity, pick, let's say I want 5 of this item, this Ajax soft cleaner. I might want 5 of this spray white, fast track, web, adhesive spray, and then maybe this Lysol brand, I need 3 of these. I just keep adding it to the cart. As I add the items to the cart, I get a warning on the bottom left-hand side that I'm adding these to the cart. So as we keep going here, I can change now. Maybe I need electrical systems, and now there's 2 of these. So I'm going to take, I need 5 more of this Duracell Pro Cell. So as I keep adding things to the cart, the system is actually saving these in my cart. If I want to view the cart, I can just click View Cart, and it brings up all the items that I've chosen so far. I can change the quantities from here, or I can delete the line item completely. Let's close and go back though for a second, and let's discuss other functions of the catalog feature. So I can then go to a different supplier, let's say, and start picking items from this supplier. Now, what's going to happen here is, if I pick, let's say I need, 7 of this item, and then I want 4 of this item, and then I can go, let's say I want to change this and go to industrial manufacturing. I need, 10 of this contact cleaner here. All right. So what's happening now is I'm still building a cart, but I'm building a cart now for 2 different suppliers. So you could see the efficiency that this would have within your organization, as a user or a requisitioner doesn't have to just try to create one requisition at a time for multiple suppliers. They can actually make multiple requisitions at the same time for multiple suppliers. Now, so this is just these fields on the top right-hand side of the screen. You can then also create favorite lists. So I can use favorites. So if I order the same thing multiple times, I can create a favorites list for that. And then as a user, I can go in and just pick my favorite list. I can search, I can press it, and then I can order these 2 items constantly over and over and over again, and I don't have to go through the search functionality of the catalog. And this saves our customers much time when they're trying to create requisitions and go through the electronic purchase order process. It streamlines your business processes or your requisitioning business process and saves you money by doing it this way instead of either pushing paper or by trying to create a requisition, the same rec each time for the same supplier, and having to search for all those items again and again and again. So the timing that this saves can be could have a big return on investment for your organization. So let's go now to view cart again. And what I'm going to do now is instead of going back to the screen from before, I'm going to go into the checkout process. So I'm going to click checkout, and it's going to tell me that 2 requisitions were created. So let's go to requisition inquiry here for a second, and I'm going to show you that these 2 were just created, and the reason 2 recs were created was because they're for 2 different suppliers. If I go into the requisitions, it shows all the line items I chose here. It also gives me the UNSPSC codes for those items, a description. So in the future, I can do graphing and metrics based on these UNSPSC codes. So a person, a manager of sorts, can then go in and see, where am I buying all these items from? Who am I buying? What user or what requisitioner is requisitioning these items? How long does it take to approve these requisitions? So all of this can be done within our system using the graph or metrics section. Again, it gives you the ability, gives you the ability to show where all your spending is happening and maybe how to save costs by all of this spending. If I go back now, I can go into the other requisition. I believe it's this one. And you'll see here's the 3 items I've picked. Now, this is all your header information on the top of the rec, which automatically gets filled in because of it gets pulled from the catalog. You can then go in and change the ship to, the bill to, the currency, who pays freight, even the buyer you can change. Once I know that all this information is correct and I've picked the correct items, I can then submit the rec. And when I submit the requisition, it will then, I need a performance date, but what happens is I would submit the requisition and it would go through the approval process here. What happens now is iPurchase has sequential or simultaneous approvals, and what would happen is an email would be sent to the first approver. When that person approves, then it would go to the second approver, and then it would go to the final approver. And once this is completely approved, it would then create a purchase order in your 280 system, and the purchase order would come back into iPurchase for your users to be able to search on. I want you to remember that you do not need one QAD license for one iPurchase license. You only need to have iPurchase licenses in order to use the iPurchase system. So let's now move to the second part of the functionality, which is punch-out. And what a punch-out is, it allows the requisitioner to actually punch out to the supplier's website, grab items from that website, and then return those items back to the iPurchase system or solution in order to start that approval process. So let's go to punch-outs, and I'm going to pick CDW here, and I'm going to click on CDW. You'll notice that the screen changes, it goes blank for a second, and now I'm signed in to the CDW website with my contract pricing, or your organization's contract pricing that you've already established with that supplier. Then I would go in and order what I need to order. So I can go in and say, you know, let's look for, let's say we want computers. We need a computer. So I'm going to go to just computer. I'm going to hit search. And it's going to search their website for computers. And I'm going to say, okay, I like this 5 series computer. I'm going to add this to the cart. It's going to ask me, okay, do I want this? I'm going to continue shopping. It's available in 3 to 5 days. I can have a lease option that I've already contracted with my supplier. I can go back to continue shopping. Let's go into, I'm going to type in computers again. And let's say now I need some accessories. So I click on some accessories here. It's going to load the page. I'm going to need an external video call adapter here. I'm going to add that to the cart. I'm going to go back, continue shopping, and you can see I can keep going and going and going and going here. Let's say I need some memory. So I'm going to find server memory here. I need this 16 gig stick. I'm going to take 2 of these. I'm going to add those to the cart. So now I have 3 things in my cart here. So what I can do is it gives me the total price, and again, remember, this is your contract pricing. When I go to the checkout now, I click checkout, and what's going to happen is instead of it asking me for a credit card and for the purchase of the items that I just picked, it's going to ask me, do I want to transfer the cart back? I click transfer the shopping cart, and you're going to see that now I'm back into iPurchase. I have all of the supplier information already loaded for me. And now I have the 3 line items that I picked with the UNSPSC codes and the commodities and the commodity description that is related to that UNSPSC code. And like I described before with catalogs, it's the same thing. I can use these codes to do graphing, to see how many of these I'm buying, who's buying these, how long does it take to approve these types of recs. I can then, again, go through my ship to, bill to. I can add a promise date here, so let's add that to the 30th. And then I can change the buyer. I can change who it's on behalf of who I want this delivered to. I can't, though. I'm going to hit save here, and what I can do now is I can go into the line items here, and I can change the sites, the department that it's related to, maybe the account and sub-account, but what I can't change is the price of the item. So what a punch-out does, as it streamlines your business process, again, because you don't have to worry about the user choosing the wrong price for an item. And then the user can change that price for the item once it's in iPurchase. So the minimal mistakes that happen once you use a punch out is much less than the big mistakes that can happen if you're using paper and just handing this off to different people. Maybe they write the wrong price in because they're looking at a different screen, or they looked at the item below the item that they thought they were ordering. There can be many errors or issues with doing a manual process of creating a requisition, especially at the line item level. And as you can see with this, there can't be any mistakes with what the item costs. So I'm going to save and close this. I can now submit this for approval, and now it will go through this approval process. And as you can see, it's in a pending state now. And the first person, or the R&D director in our approval simulation here, is saying now pending. Once this person approves, it will move through the approval process, and it will create a PO just like a catalog does. So once the items are back in iPurchase, it works the exact same way as if you were creating a manual requisition, a catalog requisition, or a punch-out requisition. And on that note, that's the high level of punch-outs and catalogs within the iPurchase solution. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration of these two functions within iPurchase. And at this point, I'm going to send this back to Kelly for her final thoughts.
Thanks, Mike. I would like to just add that iPurchase reads the QAD supplier master table, the item master table in real time, as well as writes to the QAD purchase order table in real time, which eliminates the need for redundant data entry, as Mike stated. This in turn reduces human error, improving efficiency and greatly enhancing productivity. iPurchase not only works with QAD, it will also work with any ERP solution that can be integrated with iPurchase. If you would like a copy of this presentation or would like to contact us directly, our contact information is as follows. You can reach us at aweinstein@issgroup.net. That is AWEINSTEIN @issgroup.net. You can reach me at kanderson@issgroup.net, KANDERSON@issgroup.net, or sales@issgroup.net, and any of us in the company will be glad to answer any questions that you have. With that, I'd like to thank you all for joining today's 30-minute presentation. We hope you join us next week, and have a great day. Thanks, everyone.